Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kerr and this is Oblong Polka Dots. And on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're interested in, you've come to the right place. So I tried to film this look and it was an absolute disaster, you guys. It started off with me, I dropped the little sponge I was using to apply my, what was I putting on? I was using my sponge, the little sponge, the disposable ones that I like, for concealer, and I dropped it. I picked it back up, put it away, tried to do like all this other stuff, tried to do mascara. I dropped the mascara wand. I mean, it was like one thing after another after another. And finally, finally I was like, this is not going to happen. Really, I was trying to film a Valentine's Day look using this palette that I just picked up. It is the Morphe 35T. I think it's called Sweetest Tea. And this is what it looks like. It's really beautiful. I will show you, hold on, let me show you the colors that I used. So the shades that I used are Spiked, Flaming Hot, and Grab Drinks. So it's this one, and this one. And this is my outer corner, this is my lid, and this is my lid right here. And this is my inner corner. Just kind of that gradient look that I like to do because it's a lot easier. In any event, so far I do like this palette for the colors that I picked. It's brand new, like I said. I just saw it when I was in Ulta the other day, so I thought I would grab it. And I have not had a Morphe palette in a really long time, you guys, because I typically don't reach for a palette this big, because I mean, look, there's so many different shades to choose from that I almost get overwhelmed, like it's too much to choose from. So I try to take the approach this time of just picking like one color family or one shade range, and then just picking 3 colors within that shade range, and that made it a little bit easier for me to use. I had to really fight the urge to reach for any of these purples. I use purple constantly, so I thought it'd be nice to try something different. I also had to fight the urge to go to this column here that has all of these really beautiful neutrals. So yeah, I don't normally reach for a coral, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now, is like those kind of corally shades. But I wanted something different, and I wanted to do a Valentine's look. So this is what I did. I'm so sorry I did not film this. Like I said, it was a disaster from the beginning, so I thought, let me just stop. The universe is conspiring to tell me to knock it off, girl. You don't need to film this look. I do, however, plan to film some more looks with this palette, not with a full face like I have on today, but just, my regular eye looks. So look out for those. They'll be coming soon. Let's take a look at a couple of colors. I'm going to swatch the 3 colors that I used on my eyes. And this time, yay, I have my wipes with me. I know, it's a miracle. I agree. So I will swatch, I'll swatch them in order. So I'll do Spiked, Flaming Hot, and then Grab Drinks. So let's see, Spiked, Flaming Hot, Grab Drinks. And so this is Spiked, Flaming Hot, and Grab Drinks. And this is what it looks like. Here are the shades. So I don't know if you can tell, but they are a little bit powdery. I do know that Morphe has been working really hard to reformulate their shades and their formula in general. And I do still have a Morphe palette. I don't know where it is right now, but I do have it. And it's one of their 9-pan palettes. And I like that formula very much. I think it's really easy to work with. It's really pretty. But these bigger palettes, I always find that they'll have like their satin shades, for example. So say like these right here, or maybe like this one or these two, their satin shades tend to be really buttery and smooth and creamy, whereas their more matte shades tend to be a bit powdery in these larger palettes, in my experience. So, I tried to give it, another try and see what would happen here. Hopefully I can just kind of finesse this palette a little bit more by laying down some of my like Danessa Myricks, the little tubes of pigment, or just maybe using a different shadow base or something along those lines. Although I always use this one. I always use the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this works well with a lot of finicky mattes. So I feel like if I have a matte in this Morphe palette that doesn't work well with this, I'm probably not going to reach for it, that particular shade anyways, because I'm constantly using that LA Girl as a base. Let's swatch a few more colors now that we're hanging out, right? So why don't we do this one right here in the top corner. This one is, wait, is it in frame? Sorry. This one is so cute. Let's see what that looks like. I'm really drawn to colors that look like that, those kind of like pewter colors. So from first touch, I can tell you it feels really, really dry. That's the shade right there. Ooh, you can tell the other ones, they stain my fingers, and this is what it looks like. It is pretty. It's really very wet looking. It just doesn't feel very moist inside of the pan itself. It feels a bit dry, but it is a beautiful foiled shade. So yeah, how about the one right next to it? The one right next to it, the top here, is called My Bestie. And it's this one right here. Let's swatch that one and see what it looks like, because I haven't really swatched any of these. That one feels equally dry, so maybe it's just the type of formula, but it's also really beautiful, metallic, kind of foiled, and that's what that one looks like. So maybe they reformulated in such a way that this is just how it's going to be. Even though the shade itself is dry, it still has like a nice wet look to it. Let's swatch a couple more now that we're all up and through here, right? How about we go to the other side of the palette? Let's go to this side and do, how about Sugar Me, Chug Along, and then how about the namesake of the palette too? So this is Sugar Me, Tug Along, and then this one right here is Sweet Tea. Let's do those three. Again, I'm feeling like these satins, I think they're supposed to be satins. They're really pretty dry. And that's the Sugar Me and Chug Along, and then the Sweet Tea is a matte, but the matte feels surprisingly buttery. So that's what those look like. And then let's put them here. So it's nice color payoff for sure. And I really like that kind of foiled wet look that these two are giving. And this matte, like I said, it was pretty buttery, so I know I can work with that no problem. So maybe there's just a couple of shades in the palette that are going to be a little more finicky to work with, and I'm just going to have to figure out how to work around those to make them shine bright like a diamond. So since we're here, let's swatch just a couple more. I love plums and wines and jewel tones, so I always gravitate towards purples. So let's pick from the other side of the palette. How about we go with another round? Actually, let's go with this column right here. This is Such a Flirt, Another Round, and Lucky Candy. So these three right here. Let's try those. Such a Flirt is a matte color. Again, it feels buttery, just like Sweet Tea did. But let's see what it looks like. Another Round, again, one of those kind of foiled shades. So I think their formula is just going to be dry for those, and that's how it goes. And ditto for Like Candy. And that's what those three look like. Very nice. Look at that nice wet look there. And here's what they look like together. Ooh, I like that. I really love how Like Candy came out. This one right here, that's beautiful. I like that. Another Round is definitely up my alley too. But then Such a Flirt is, you know, can you see it? It's like kind of powdery. So the mattes are a little bit dry. When they hit the skin, they're a bit creamy in the pan. So I guess it's something to consider whenever you're planning out your look. The mattes, which is, you know, more often than not, you're going to be dealing with that with mattes. You're going to have to use a packing brush or a flat shader brush, or a flat brush, excuse me, where you can just pack the color on, rather than to like blend it around or drag it. You want to pat it on first, and then after you get, you know, plenty of color on there, then you can do your blending. And I think that'll work out nicely. Overall, because I've only used the 3 shades in the palette, Spiked, Flaming Hot, and Grab Drinks, on my eyes, I really can only speak to those 3 in terms of performance. So far, I think that they perform well. I do have to say, though, I picked a MAC, what is it called? It's this stuff right here. What is this stuff called? Dazzle Shadow, Liquid Shadow from MAC. I used this, you know, it's one of these deals. You see that? I used one of these on the inner corner just because I wanted to add something, some kind of pizzazz. Other than that, though, I think that's all I really used to embellish. I do like the palette, like I said. Keep an eye out for some looks, they're coming. Yeah, that's it. Have you guys bought this palette yet? If you have, what are your favorite colors in here? Have you guys made a look yet that you can share with us? Let us know in the comment section. If you have this palette, what do you think of it? If you want this palette, why do you want it? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Huh?
Naughty kids.
Don't call them naughty.
Just kidding.
What are you doing? Well, you look comfortable.
I hear you.
You're funny.
Don't just go.
Yeah, all right.